Hey you guys, welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. My name is tyranobanks, which everyone you want to call me. And today we are doing a book review on Love After Midnight by Sister Souljah. I am finally, on this book right here. I'm finally doing my book review. Don't mind my little instrumental I got playing in the background. 'Tis the season, okay? And then it's Sunday, so I'm washing clothes. So again, don't mind it, okay? Don't mind it. But I reviewed her book before this one. I think that one is called Life After Death. And that one got so many bad reviews. And I can see why, because people aren't to that point in their life where they are really thinking about like fighting for your life. Like literally fighting or how can I put this, like experiencing what it would be like if you were living, well, you wouldn't be living, but like living the rest of your life in hell versus being accepted into heaven. So that's what I feel like Life After Death was about. And I will link, if I can, that video. I will link it down in the description box, or I will link it in this video, because I did review that book as well. And that book was really hard for me to get through. Like, it took me so long to read that book. With this book, I bought it on pre-order, and then when I got it, I read 3 chapters and I put it down, because I was like, Winter? Have you learned nothing? Like, that's how I feel with this book. I was just like, I love Sister Souljah down. Like, she is the reason why I started writing. She's one of the reasons why I started writing. And I think people also need to keep in mind that it wasn't like a time jump. It was like, okay, she wrote the first book, and then 20 something years later, she writes the second book. And then like 3 years later, she releases this book. But there's no like big time jump. It's still the same time period, but maybe like 15 years later or something like that. And so Winter, you gotta realize that Winter spent majority of her time in jail. She spent majority of her time in jail. I think in this book she's like 30, so we the same age. So she's like 30. She spent majority of her time in jail. And like I said, this book is called Love After Midnight. But like, I'm trying to figure out why she called it Love After Midnight, because Winter and Midnight were never together. Like, Midnight is somebody that Winter could never have. Like, Midnight really stood on business. And it's crazy because I have Sister Souljah's other books, like the one on her sister, I think it's called Deeper Than Love. And then I have the whole Midnight series, but I have not read them, but I will, just so I can get that review, those book reviews to y'all. But with this book, it focused on Winter making more dumb decisions. I feel like Winter still made some really dumb decisions, to be honest, because now it's to the point where she's trying to find out, oh, who shot me? Mind you, for those that have read the book, it still wasn't revealed of who shot Winter. It was never revealed on who shot Winter. I reread that one part over and over again. The only thing that was told about who shot Winter was that her friend knew who shot her, but never told her. And then this crazy part I feel like was thrown in there with Winter not even really knowing this rapper, and her ended up getting married to him, and then him dying on their wedding day. Did anybody else like it really threw me because that's towards the end of the book. And it didn't even... And when I read books, it's like movies in my head. So like, we didn't even see the part where they were about to shout out to the world that they were married. We never seen that part. It just jumped to Winter grieving him. And now she's obsessed to find out who killed him, who shot him. And I'm just trying to figure out, with all these people around, nobody knows who shot Winter. Nobody knows who shot her husband. Nobody knows anything. And then throughout the book, it was this lady. We still don't know her name, to be honest. We just know her as the pretty woman with the pretty eyes. That's all. And just like, I'm really trying to understand this book. Like, I think when I rated this book, because I leave reviews, like actual reviews on the book, I think I gave it a 3. Like, I appreciate Sister Souljah still, you know, building on this. But baby, all these loopholes, all these things that we don't know, like we know that Winter was kind of jealous of her sisters. Like her younger sisters found love. But this is the thing. Her sisters were married to Midnight's children. So now everybody trying to line up dates, because I was like, okay, hold on. If 3 plus 3 is 6, how? You know, but you also have to realize that Midnight was older than Winter at the time. But in my mind, I'm like, how can that still, you know, measure out to his sons marrying or being with his Winter's younger sisters? It's just a lot of things. Like, I wish there was some type of like insight to like, okay, these are the ages of everybody. This is how they all met. Or maybe that means I just need to read the Midnight series to get a better understanding of how all of this is like aligning. Does that make sense? Like, I'm trying to figure out, how is it that Winter fell in love with Midnight? Probably because he was fine. Fell in love. I guess at that point, she had never been, in the coldest winter ever, she had never been told no. And Midnight told her no. And now it goes into, oh, my younger sisters are married to Midnight's sons. So it's just a lot of like, I know Sister Souljah's gonna come out with another book. I know she is. And hopefully that book just explains everything. But you can tell that this writing is very matured versus The Coldest Winter Ever. Y'all have to realize The Coldest Winter Ever came out years ago. Literally. And so now with it being 2024, her writing has matured, but the story's just not making sense. So yeah, out of 5 stars, I give this book a 3. Still, shout out to Sister Souljah. I love her to death, and I will be purchasing her next book. But hopefully you got something from this book review. Love After Midnight, which I still don't understand why it's called Love After Midnight, because she was never with Midnight, but yeah. So if y'all want to see more book reviews, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Go and check out my other videos. Follow me on social media. Make sure you subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.